really never used the deck. Well, that's not totally true. You used it to grill, but that was about it.
Yeah, we mainly used the deck to house the grill and to cook on the grill, and then after that we were right back inside because you didn't want to stay on the deck with it rotting out. You couldn't really use it to eat on. That was a lot of square footage just to house a grill.
Yeah.
I felt like it was great. A lot of times you don't get very much information, but when we contacted Durante, they were scheduling an appointment with us and out within a few days. And the consultant came out with a ton of great information to help us know the quality of deck that we were going to get with the Durante installation.
I thought our design expert was very helpful. He came out with samples, and so he was able to show us what the decking would look like with the railing. We were able to talk to him about our home, the color of the brick, and help us figure out what color scheme would look best with our home.
I think something I liked too was I never felt like he was trying to sell us anything. And that was important to me, trying to upsell us or talk us into something that we didn't want. But I appreciated the fact that he did also help me to understand the value of the deck that we were adding to our home and how it brought value to the house. Because I have a tendency to try to be very cost conscious, I'm very cost sensitive. And so this was a very different quality of deck that we were looking at building. And he helped me to understand the quality of the deck that we'd be getting with Durante, and that was important to me.
Yeah, he let us know that this is not something that a couple of guys are gonna come out and just throw up and that's it and we'll be done. But they're gonna take their time and give us a good quality product that's gonna last.
That helped me a lot.
Well, I hated our old deck and it was a wooden deck, and we did have the splinters and the rotting wood, and it had mold. And I certainly didn't want to go through that again. You know, you couldn't walk out on the old deck without shoes because there were so many splinters, and I knew we wouldn't have any of that with a composite deck. So that was important to me.
Yeah, and I've built decks before, and within a few seasons, even if you maintain them, you're still going to end up with warping wood, splinters, sometimes even rotting wood or wood cracking.
And having to stain it.
And then you have the
it.
ongoing maintenance of a wooden deck, and I didn't want that with this new deck. And so for me, when you factor those things in, how much work a standard wood deck is compared to, yes, a higher priced composite deck, you realize in the long run, it's well worth it.
The installation crew, I thought, was great. I mean, they were out here, took down the old deck pretty quickly. You were really impressed.
I was impressed from the very beginning because when they took down the old deck, they packed it very neatly into a trailer where they were going to then haul it away. And when I got home that day from work and saw how neatly they had treated the old busted up deck, I thought, this is going to be good.
And it really was. There was no debris left all over the property when they were done. You know, they cleaned everything up, and that was wonderful too.
I liked how they also then kept us informed as they were going.
Yes.
They were going to let us know when they were going to be back the next day. They were going to let us know what they were going to be working on, and then they would ask us how things were looking. So they were actually checking in on us to see if we were satisfied through the process. If you've ever worked with another construction crew, that's rare.
I didn't talk to our project manager as much as you did.
Right.
You talked to him a few times, but he seemed really great, knowledgeable, and any time we had questions and you did contact him, he answered the questions right away. If he didn't know, he found out.
Right. Anytime you do a project, you know you're always going to run into hiccups. And that's why a good project manager is vital. And every time I contacted Chris with a problem, Chris was on top of it. And the thing that I appreciated about Chris, just beyond his attention, was the fact that I never felt like he was trying to hide anything. He wasn't sugarcoating anything. If a mistake was made, the great thing about Chris was he would just acknowledge it and say, we've identified what the problem is, and we're going to resolve it. And to me, that's what a good project manager's there to do.
The quality of the deck is fantastic. I'll be honest, I mean, I wanted a deck that would hold up and last and be good quality, but I really was more concerned, I think, with the aesthetics, and you were really concerned, though, with the materials.
It's important to me to know that it's really well built, and I think as I saw the framing going in, that's when I realized, wow, this is going to be a much better deck than what I had even envisioned. larger posts, larger deck materials, better quality. That was important to me. I wanted something that was going to hold up because I knew that I would likely be the one that would have to maintain this deck or
Right.
fix anything that might break. And so to have something that was so well built and sturdy, I knew that that was not going to be a problem.
Yeah. And our home is somewhat of a fixer-upper, so I'm always joking that the deck is probably going to last longer than the house actually will.
Yeah.
That's a hard one too. I don't know if there is anything Durante can do to be better because they treated us so well.
Yeah. For me, knowing that the deck was going to be well built and that if I had a concern that it would be addressed, that was so important to me because it is an investment and you want to know that you're not just getting what the builder thinks is good enough, but that you're
Yeah.
getting what you wanted. And Durante, unlike any other builder I've worked with, made me feel like I was going to end up with the deck that I wanted. And that was important to me.